Good afternoon, guys. It's Working, bringing you a very quick update on STEAM. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. We're looking at STEAM to Bitcoin 4-hour chart, and we're looking at Bittrex. And guys, STEAM, I haven't updated you guys on STEAM in a while. I do apologize for that, guys. It's kind of got to pace myself, and I've only so much time in the day. So, but I did want to get you a quick update. I've had a few requests, and STEAM, guys, last time we talked was operating within this range between 13.1k Satoshi to 12.1k Satoshi, guys. Pardon me. I told you guys if price did break below 12.1k Satoshi, guys, it was very quickly, more than likely very quickly, going to fall down to this zone down here between 11,000 and 9.8 thousand Satoshi. That's exactly what did happen, guys. Obviously, price broke down, consolidated here for a little bit, had a little rally before the bears completely rejected it, and then of course we just completely broke back down here today, black below this 9.8. So we're now trading outside this zone, which is obviously a very bearish sign, guys. We come over here and we look at the daily. We can see obviously this just happened today, breaking down. Now there's a chance that this daily candle gets pushed back up by the bulls. If that does happen, and we can get back in this range between 11,000 to 9.8 thousand Satoshi, anywhere in this range, guys, it's going to tell me that the bulls are not completely dead. But as of right now, guys, things are looking rather bearish in my opinion. Now the next area down that we're going to be watching for possible support is 9,000 Satoshi. We can see that's been a relevant zone here in the past, acting as support and or resistance, acted as support back here. I would expect it to act as support here at least temporarily. Possible area for reversal. Now this is not a major support here. Doesn't mean it can't reverse. Just means that this is a rather weak support. So if 9,000 breaks down, I think it'll be a very quick drop down to 8,000. We could see if we look back here, guys, 8,000 Satoshi was established all the way back here in, let me get back here on the 4 hours so you guys can see just a little bit better. There we go. We can see 8,000 Satoshi was established all the way back here in December of last year. Price came down, wick, broke down, wick. So this area, this $8,000, or excuse me, 8,000 Satoshi, and then we come back here, back to February of 2017. It acted as a very strong support, broke through, acted as resistance, finally broke up, came back down, acted as support, and then took off. So it's been a 8,000 has been a rather relevant zone. 9,000 both Satoshi has been a relevant zone in the past. I am expecting it to act as a relevant zone again here in the future, or currently. So 9,000, guys, and then 8,000. 8,000 I wouldn't expect it to go below 8,000. Doesn't mean it can't. Just means I would expect this would be a very logical bottom if 9,000 does end up breaking down, guys. This would be a logical bottom. Now, obviously, STEAM is following Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin does, STEAM more than likely is going to do, a little bit more. Obviously, this is STEAM to Bitcoin, so if Bitcoin falls, STEAM is going to fall at a greater rate. Vice versa, if Bitcoin rises, STEAM is more than likely going to rise at a greater rate. So all eyes are really on Bitcoin, guys. But I did just want to kind of give you an idea of what to watch out for with STEAM. Is 9,000 a good area to buy? Really anything at this point, in my opinion, is not a bad idea. It's dollar cost average in. Same idea though with Bitcoin, guys. You want to go in very small positions, nothing large at all, knowing that if price does drop, you can that's the point of dollar cost averaging. You go very small. If price drops, you can take advantage of that again. If price does end up rising, well, then you did end up buying a little bit at the bottom. The name of the game is to protect your fiat, though, guys. Always protecting your fiat. So never going in heavy. Always making sure you have a little bit more on the side to take advantage of if price does drop a little bit lower. Looking at our moving averages, this is on the daily chart, guys. We can see that price was trying to break above this 8-day EMA, was unable to for the past, wow. I mean, it's been quite a while, guys. This has been a very, very bearish market this entire time. Very briefly breaking above by just a wick, but nothing decisive since, November the 2nd. So yeah, a couple weeks now, guys. Finally, we just broke down today, bouncing off the bottom Bollinger Band here on the daily for a while, broke up, was rejected at the 8-day EMA, and then just broke down, and now we're stretching outside the lower Bollinger Band here on the daily. Now, if this closes this way, guys, unfortunately, I think there's a very good chance we're going much lower. What I'm really keeping an eye on, though, is this weekly. Zooming out here on the weekly chart, we can see that the weekly Bollinger Bands are still constricting, still getting squeezed tighter and tighter and tighter. Pardon me, which tells me this thing may either reverse course or maybe going much, much lower. One way or another, we're going to find out soon enough. Unable to break up above, obviously, the 8-day EMA on the weekly as well. But what I'm really watching is this bottom Bollinger Band here on the weekly. What we might need to do is come back down, test that, touch that bottom Bollinger Band on the weekly, maybe wick right through it. That might provide us enough support to turn this thing right back around for a nice little bounce into a bullish reversal. That's a possibility, guys. Not saying that's going to happen, but this would make a lot of sense. If that does happen, that would happen at about 8,200 Satoshi as of right now. Coming back here, whoop, that's EOS, that's not what I want. Coming back here, looking at STEEM, so that would mean that 9,000 may end up breaking down. Real possibility, guys, may coming down, getting very close to that 8,000. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we come down, touch with the body, this 8,200 Satoshi, and then break down, wick at about 8,000, maybe even a little bit below 8,000, and then reverse course right there, guys. That, again, would be a very logical area to expect that reversal. I'm not saying it's going to happen, just saying it's something to keep an eye on. So we're going to be watching this daily candle, guys, making sure this daily candle, if it does close below this 9.8, stays outside of this zone, guys. That is going to be a very rare, very bearish sign, guys. At that point, I think we're probably going to test 9,000, very likely coming down to 8,000 Satoshi. If we can get back into this zone, guys, consolidating within this range here, then it's going to tell me that the bulls might still have a little bit of fight left in them. We're going to have to wait and see kind of how it plays out. We're going to be watching. What we really need to see is price to come back up, test this zone right here. This little order block right in here, guys. Oh, not that high. Right in here, that sits between about 10,000 Satoshi down to about 10,000, or excuse me, not 10,000 Satoshi, yeah, about 10,600 Satoshi down to about 10,400 Satoshi. This is the zone that we need to break past. If we can get above this zone here, guys, that's going to signal a shift in momentum. Until we do get above this zone, guys, I still think even if we get a nice little bounce, more than likely it's going to come back up. What was support will act as resistance, bounce off this zone, and then come right back down with a vengeance. Not saying that's going to happen, just saying it's a very real possibility. So let's wait and see until we get above this order block right here. Once we get above this order block, I'm going to start to feel a lot more comfortable. Until we get above this order block, the bears are still in full control, guys, and very likely, as I said, 9,000 Satoshi may hold very briefly, but I'm going to be really eyeing this 8,000 Satoshi. And if you are looking to buy STEEM, this is the area where I'd go in a little heavier, about 8,000 Satoshi. Maybe a little bit at 9, maybe slow dollar cost average again, but 8,000 is where you want to start looking for that reversal, that possible to go in a little bit heavier. Never going all in, guys. Never going all in. Just making sure that you always have some fiat on the side, knowing that this could end up breaking down very quickly, very violently. And if it does, there's not a lot of support below 8,000 until we get down to, let me zoom in here so you guys can see a little bit better, until we get down to this zone right here, the bottom of that wick here, top of that wick there, right here, guys. This zone right here, and that's going to be at about 7,000 down to about 6,300 Satoshi. This area right here, guys, is where the next major support area is going to lie. Not saying it's coming down there, guys, just saying that's what we're going to be watching, what we're going to be watching if 8,000 does break down. And as of right now, guys, if this daily candle does close below this zone, I will expect more than likely we'll get a little bit of support right here, but I think more than likely it's going to come back down to 8K. Now, that being said, we all know that this is following Bitcoin. If and when Bitcoin turns around, very likely STEEM will be following. So anyway, just take that with a grain of salt. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things there, guys. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. As always, would appreciate an upvote if you have enjoyed this content. Until next time, guys, please trade safe. Take care of yourselves. This is Working, signing out.